apocalypse come to Earth to install mother boxes ahead of their invasion. The superheroes the people have hated take it upon themselves to save the world. Will they succeed? Hello, today, Anytime will show you the recap of an anime titled Justice League War. Spoiler alert, watch out and take care. In the city of Gotham, several kidnapping happens after a man that flies just like Batman goes around picking people and taking them away. The news narrates this experience and calls the villain Batman. That evening, a bus leaves the bus station and leaves behind a young woman who wants to take a bus. As the woman runs towards it, the flying villain comes to take her. The parademon carries her away, but Green Lantern comes to save her. He runs after the parademon until the parademon drops the woman in revenge. Green Lantern doesn't want the woman to die, so he leaves the parademon and goes to save the lady by putting her in an elevator box and bringing her to a rooftop. She comes out of the elevator, and rather than appreciating him, the first thing she says is if he wants anything in return. He skips the idea of introducing himself, then he leaves her on the rooftop to find her way back home. He continues his search for the parademons. As he searches, he finds Batman, who joins him, and they try to find the parademon. As Batman sees the parademon, he uses his chain to tie him and swings himself after to ensure he catches him. But all his acts are abortive as the parademon keeps breaking through all the challenges. Green Lantern and Batman go into sewage as they plan what to do next. They see the parademon entering the sewage, and they see him attacking an instrument on the wall. As the parademon sees them, he mentions Darkseid before he attempts to set the place on fire, so they will all die. But Green Lantern uses his protector to protect them. After the parademon leaves, Green Lantern and Batman go to the device, and Green Lantern uses his power to check what the device may be, but he finds out it's unknown. Batman tells him the device seems like an alien device, and also talks about the alien at Metropolis, which is Superman. They conclude that Superman may know something about the device, so they should meet with Superman. Meanwhile, at Star Laboratory at Metropolis, the scientist, Silas Stone, along with all his colleagues, try to examine another of the same device, which can be called a mother box that Batman has found. Silas concludes that the mother box is communicating to several other mother boxes worldwide, and they must crack it. The mother box at Metropolis was taken to the Star Lab by Flash, who calls Silas to know what the results of the research is about. After the call, Silas receives a notification about his son's football competition, which he has promised to attend, but he returns to his work and ignores the notification. At the stadium for Silas's son's Victor's football competition, a young boy sneaks inside after deceiving the security that the people coming behind him are his grandparents and they have his ticket. He enters and sits on the seat Victor has reserved for his father. He watches as Victor single-handedly throws the ball into the sky and wins the game for his team. After the match, Victor returns to his changing room where he calls his father and asks why he didn't fulfill his promise of attending the game that evening. Also, in Washington, D.C., Wonder Woman drives to the president's house to meet the president. She sees several people protesting in front of the president's quarters. Still, she doesn't know they're protesting about her. She comes out of the car to address the protesters and asks why they are protesting. When she finds out they are protesting about her, she questions their leader about the cause of their protest, but the man lies. She uses her lasso of truth to discover that the man dislikes her because he has tried her costume, giving him powers. She concludes that she also gets powers with her costume, and she leaves to meet the president. As Victor changes in the dressing room, his colleague asks him if he's interested in following them to celebrate their wins, but he tells them he needs to visit his father. As they leave, the young boy enters his dressing room. He asks the boy why he sat on his father's seat, and the boy tells him it's because the seat is empty. When security comes to chase the boy away, he lies that he isn't there. The boy talks about how he single-handedly won the game, but he insists it's group work because him and his team, and if no one was available to catch his throw, then there's no way he could win. The boy bids him goodbye, and after he leaves, he finds out the boy has stolen his jersey. He goes to Star to meet his father and complains about why Silas didn't attend his game. Meanwhile, at Apocalypse, Darkseid asks his subordinate, Darkseid, about their mother box on Earth. Darkseid expresses that the superheroes see finding the mother box and that they should fast-track their attack on Earth. So Darkseid orders them to start the invasion. At Star, Silas tells Victor that he doesn't need a scholarship for his college, and he should stop playing football, which would end up being worthless when superheroes take over with their strength, and tell Victor he will never attend any of his games. Also, Green Lantern and Batman get to Metropolis, and with Batman's location search, they find Superman's location, but Super attacks them brutally. He sees the mother box with Batman and assumes that Batman worked with the parademon who attacked him earlier. However, Batman calms Superman down by calling his name Clark, and Superman also calls him his real name, Bruce Wayne. They explain to Superman that the mother box is alien, but Superman insists the mother box isn't from his world. Also, the scientists at Star call Silas from his conversation with Victor, and they find out the mother box is activating on its own. The same happens to the mother box with Batman. Green Lantern assumes it wants to explode, so he throws it away. From the one at Star, Victor angrily holds it and asks his father if the device is more important than him. The device activates while on Victor's hands, and he collapses. Different boom tubes appear at every location the mother box is in, and Batman, Green Lantern, and Superman defeat the ones that appear to them. Silas carries his son and leaves the laboratory as the soldiers attempt to fight the boom tubes. He takes Victor into his laboratory because he doesn't want his son to die and saves him by using the computer, turning Victor into Cyborg. The boom tubes attack the government house in Washington, D.C., and Wonder Woman, who's there to help fight the demons. The president and his wife try to leave the city through a plane for safety too. Billy, the young boy who steals Victor's clothes, returns home, and his friends tell him about what's happening on Earth. He takes a stick to protect his friends, but when he uses it to hit the first monster, he changes into Shazam. At the laboratory, the boom tube attempts to attack Silas, but Victor, who's now strong, uses his hands to save them. Flash also arrives and saves the laboratory before Victor gets angry at his father. He says Silas has eventually turned him into a lab material. He goes out, and when he sees the hole the parademons come out from, he digests their data and finds out about Darkseid. The boom tube attacks the president's plane. Luckily, Wonder Woman comes right in time to save them, and Billy, now Shazam, goes to the Star Laboratory, where he sees that his hero is now a superhuman. Flash leaves the laboratory to join Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern in protecting the city, and Wonder Woman joins them too. Cyborg arrives, and they first assume he's part of the enemy, but Flash tells him otherwise. Shazam also comes to join them. Cyborg tells them he read the apocalypse data, and he sees that Darkseid wants to take over the Earth. At about the same time, Batman notices fire on the water. Darkseid gets to Earth, looking like the terror that he is. The military set out nuclear weapons against him, but it doesn't affect him. Green Lantern makes the first attempt to attack Big Darkseid and throws him off. The others also try out their superpowers on Darkseid to no avail, and Darkseid prepares to kill them. He hits the floor, and the floor breaks. Superman and Flash set out to run before Darkseid attacks them with his eyes. Flash is smarter, and he evades the attack, but one of the parademons catches Superman. As Darkseid leaves, Green Lantern attempts to go after him, but Batman calls him to order. He tells him they're only the ones who seem human and are alike. He calls him his real name, Hal, and tells him about how he lost his parents at a young age too. He tells Green Lantern that he needs to coordinate the team, while Batman goes to find Superman. Green Lantern returns to the superheroes. He tells them that Darkseid beams fire with his eyes, and Wonder Woman suggests that they stab Darkseid's eyes. They plan to sneak toward Darkseid and throw the weapon at him, while Cyborg says he can send the boom tubes back. It's a great plan, and they go for the fight. However, as they get there, Shazam notifies Darkseid of their arrival when he leaves the plan and hits Darkseid. At first, Darkseid hits them repeatedly, and Wonder Woman also beats Shazam for spoiling their plan. Wonder Woman eventually succeeds in shooting one of Darkseid's eyes. At Apocalypse, Darkseid tries to change Superman into their weapon genetically, but Batman arrives. He tries to torture Darkseid into stopping the process, but Darkseid calls the parademons at him. He defeats Darkseid, but Superman is already unstable. Batman tries to convince Superman that the world needs him. Darkseid gets angry after Wonder Woman blinds one of his eyes. He attacks her, but they collectively attack back, and Flash puts a stick in his second eye. Despite this, Darkseid keeps fighting. Cyborg brings out the mother box and connects it to his energy to send the boom tubes back to their world, and Superman also returns with Batman. However, Darkseid remains. He keeps struggling and refuses to return. Cyborg doesn't have enough energy to close the doors against Darkseid, so Shazam carries him up, uses his energy, and returns as Little Billy. He asks Victor to keep his secret, and the others go to celebrate their victory. Cyborg opens the channel with the mother box again, and they bring back the people that have been kidnapped to safety. All the people walk towards them, and Flash advises that they run before they are arrested. But contrary to what they have thought, they are celebrated and honored. The president holds a press conference to celebrate them, and the superheroes gain the public's trust. Thanks for watching the recap. Kindly subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post the next recap. See you next time.